So, my first day back at school was fucking epic. Fucking epic. My English professor, so I failed English class last semester. And, like, regardless of how stupid the, classrooms look, what happens is the, professors share these classrooms, so they don't really get to hang up any decorations or anything. And they, like, switch out between rooms and stuff. And my English professor last semester was fucking horrible. Like, it was my first semester in college, too, so I had no idea what I was doing. I signed up for school because I got pissed off because of my auto accident and I couldn't work. And I figured, with the federal grants, I'd have some money and be able to, like, survive for the time being. But, yeah, my English professor was what you call adjunct, so they're part-time teachers. And she could give a fuck less about her job, and I had to report her. I turned in a 3-page report on what a bitch she was. She was, like, slamming on students, like, talking shit, and fucking just, like, she had no class plan, she had no idea what she was doing, she was wasting our time. I failed that class. I'm really smart, so I failed that class, because I'm not a fuck around, and I couldn't stand being in there, and I just started ditching, and I reported her to the head of the English department. And so the head of the English department that was the department head at the time is now my English professor. So I made sure to pick the right teacher when I sign up for class, which is something you always need to pay attention to, that you pick the right teacher when you go to school. Like for anybody who's in college, is something that they need to do is make sure they're not getting an adjunct. There's a whole political issue surrounding that right now. But yeah, he talked about failure rates in college, and so he's like advocating that we succeed because it's generally principled that 50% of all people who start college drop out and then they wind up with a bunch of debt. And I think that's for multiple reasons. I think that it could be because they're too stupid and they don't try, like they're not willing to put any effort into college. College is really hard. It's nothing like high school. You go home, you read like 100 pages in 2 days, and then you come back to class to discuss what you learned in the book, and then you do your homework and go home and read another fucking 100 pages every 2 days. It's like that. It's really intense. But this dude's like full of energy. He's so fucking excited. He's such a fucking hippie. We got our syllabus, which is like, it's like this thing that tells you what's going to happen in the class and when all your due dates are and what you're supposed to read, so the professor doesn't have to talk to you about what your homework is because they shouldn't hold your hand because you're an adult. And our syllabus, though, for that class, like, he's got shit from fucking South Park and The Matrix, fucking Darth Vader as like Colonel Sanders or something on our fucking syllabus. So he's a great professor, and I totally, like, expect to get a perfect A in this class. I really hope I will. And I am so glad to be away from that crazy bitch of a teacher. It's gonna be really hard going to school and doing this job, especially as a management figure. I made these really badass time cards. I've been working all summer without a time card, and I finally hit my snapping point. I've been scratching on paper. So my boss is gonna shit bricks when he sees this. Let's see, I'm gonna flip my... Oh, I can't flip my camera around. But yeah, this thing is really cool. I did all that in Photoshop, and that's like a business skill, because I was able to do all this. And so it's really formal. And then what I like about it is when I was working with my last company, I designed this really cool tribal blue heron. So I went ahead and dropped him in there. It's not too much ink. But he's going to be completely fucking stoked when he sees the new time cards. Because they only know how to use spreadsheets. I'm a graphic designer, they're not, So I have more control. And there's just, on the spreadsheets, it's like, there's no room to write, and it's all fucking, like, a pain in the ass, and really ugly to look at, and I can't stand it, and all my paperwork as office work has cute little cartoons and shit on it. So yeah, I'm having a good day. I'm ditching work, because I just thought about going to work, and I was like, that's not realistic. I've been through too much shit. Like, I needed to get organized and do a bunch of reading and work and stuff this weekend wasn't able to because we had a funeral. I haven't spent any time taking care of myself very well this summer because of all the shit that's going on with my job and all this me having to study to be able to talk to the client and sound like a professional when I really don't know what I'm doing, like I do now because of all the learning I'm doing, but just have not been going to work. And it's because I gotta get organized to function in school, and I'm getting to that point right now, which is kind of nice to just relax and get the frustration and everything cleaned up and shit. It's a status report, man. But yeah.